Hi, my name is Jade and I'm a vocal tutor at Birmingham Rock School. In today's Tutor Tip Tuesday, I want to look at an introduction to belt and belting. But more specifically today, I want to look at laying the foundations for belting to make sure that when you're belting, you are using a healthy, sustainable technique. But before we get into all that, firstly, let's look at a definition of belt. Belting is a singing technique in which predominantly the chest voice is raised. This results in a sound that can often resemble yelling, but is actually a controlled, sustained pitch. The key characteristics of belting include a raised larynx and a higher degree of glottal adduction. When we talk about a raised larynx, this refers to the part of your neck that you can feel sticking out. Often, if you put a flat hand on your neck, you should feel your larynx vibrating as you speak. Here is a quick example of what belting sounds like from a previous video I made. There's such a difference between us and a million arms. So hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for everything that I've done. But when I call, you never seem to be home. When learning to belt, it's important to take great care of your voice, as belting is a more advanced singing technique, and so you can easily strain or damage your voice if you overuse it whilst belting or if you use the incorrect technique. This is why I highly recommend that you make sure you have a strong foundation in your breathing technique before you attempt to belt. If you want some tips and tricks on an effective breathing technique to use whilst singing, I recommend you go and watch Naya's Tutor Tip Tuesday from some previous weeks ago. Once you feel like you have a solid foundation in your breathing technique, it is now time to start learning how to belt. When trying to create a belted sound, we can take a step back and look at the ways we already naturally use our voice in our day-to-day life in order to create the sound. What I'm talking about is using your speaking voice to create a belted sound. Imagine you're with your friend in a busy, crowded street. You suddenly lose your friend and you need to get their attention. Most people would shout a simple "hey" or their friend's name. Now at home, try naturally shouting the word hey. Hey! 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 Notice how this use of the voice doesn't feel strained. It should feel natural and instinctive. When we're belting, we want to make sure our voice is in that same place it is when we're shouting the word hey. But this time, we're just doing it to a pitch. At home, try saying the word hey 3 times, slowly transitioning into a pitched note. Like this. Hey! 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 Once you're comfortable doing this at a regular speaking pitch, try taking this a little bit higher. Make sure you're using the same technique in order to avoid straining your voice. Hey! 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 Once you've practiced creating a belted sound, we now want to look at adjusting it to make it as comfortable and easy to use as possible. Now, an easy way to create a comfortable, sustained belt is by editing your vowel sounds. The main vowels used in singing are R, A, E, I, O, and U. Often you'll find more open vowels such as R and A are easier to use than the more closed vowels such as oo. An easy way to do this is to grab a copy of the lyrics of the song you're trying to learn and changing as many of the vowels as possible to an or an R sound, as these are the easiest vowels to sing. So let's go ahead and look at an example of this. In the chorus of the song Valerie, the version by Amy Winehouse, the main line sings, "Well, why don't you come on over, Valerie?" If we were to sing this line as it is written, it would sound like this. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Notice how the E sound is a harder sound to make than an A. You can practice this at home by simply singing E and then A. Notice how with the vowel E, there is a lot more tension in the jaw. So how can we use vowel sounds to make this easier to sing? Well, just as Amy Winehouse sings in the song, we can change the word Valerie to Valerie. Notice how much cleaner and clearer the song sounds when you sing it this way. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? It creates a clearer, more resonant sound, simply because there is more space in our mouth for the sound to resonate. That is why open vowels are always key to belting. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to belting techniques. Although there are some key foundational tools, such as supporting from the diaphragm, having a strong breathing technique, the use of open vowel sounds, and a forward placed tone, there is lots of other information out there with alternative methods on how to create a healthy belting sound. So I strongly encourage you go out and do your own research and find the best techniques that work for you. I hope you learned something about belting today. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon.